Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Prison Talk with the Hoodyman, where I share my experiences in the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. If that's something you're into, I'd appreciate it very much if you would hit the like and subscribe button. Help a poor man from nothing get something, you feel me? Because I come from the bottom, and I'm on my grind, y'all. And if this is the stories y'all need, if this is the little 10-minute getaway y'all need, I got you. I'm your guy. Get at me in the comments. I'm anything I missed, anything you would like me to fill in, feel free. Um I'm just gonna freestyle again today. Based on comments and shit. I try to keep up with you guys. I want to give you guys what you want. So I know there was a lot of great comments. First of all, let me say thank you to all the people. I really appreciate the love shown. I really honestly do. And it's much love back. Trust me. Because like I said, man, I come from nothing. And I'm on my grind. I'm just trying to get a little piece. Um, so, you got to understand, Toledo is different than every other prison in Ohio. Every one. If you go to like any, it's first of all, it opened up in 2000. It was a level 3, which was close security, right below maximum. So it was it's cell blocks. Now, if you go to a typical level 3 prison in Ohio, your Mansfields, your Trumballs, your Rosses, Lebanon, I think that's it. Those are all the level 3s. I might be missing one. Madison's one now. Even so, we'll count Madison too, because that's a nice size joint. Anytime you get into one of them prisons and you go into the cell block, number one, you're for sure going to have a cellie. And number two, there's going to be anywhere from 150 to 250, maybe more, people in your block. In your dorm or your block. Now, if you're in level 2 or level 1, you're going to be in an open dorm. There's too many for me to name, but just for examples, your Lancasters, your North Centrals, your Marions, Allen, Richland, Lake Erie, Belmont, Noble. Those are level 2 prisons. Those are open dorm prisons. Chillicothe. But even those, you go to those and it's the same. You're gonna have a bunkie because you're on bunk beds in an open dorm, and there's gonna be, excuse me, anywhere from 150 to 250 people in that dorm at all times, maybe more. So you get to Toledo when it opened. Now remember, we're back in 2000 now. This is the year 2000, end of 2000, going into 2001. They had already rode 60 people in that prison. Them were the original 60. They picked them from all over the state. It was random. I don't know how it worked, but they rode in 60 guys. And those guys helped them finish putting the prison together. What I mean is they helped them hang bunk beds. They helped them put beds on the wall. They helped them mount shelves, benches in the dorms, our tables, everything. And then we rode in. I was on the second bus ride, and there was 50 or 60 of us. When I got there was roughly 100 people, maybe a little more, 100 and some change. Now, there's 3 sides to Toledo prison. You got A side, B side, and C side. When it first opened up and it was just us, we was at A side. We were all downstairs on A side. Each wing has a downstairs and an upstairs. There's blocks upstairs, just like downstairs. So we get in there. There's only 48 cells in a block. So right off the bat, and you're in the cell by yourself. Coming from a level 2 where you're sleeping in a bathroom with a cellmate with 280. Lebanon's got 3 ranges of people. There's over 200 people in that block. That prison holds over 3,000 people, I think. It's huge. Got two big ass chow halls. Toledo's small as hell. And so it made it a little bit more intimate. It made it easier for them females because they had some badass females. Boy, when I tell you, bro, it was off the hook. I can't even believe they hired the nurses was sexy. Man, Miss McMahon. Woo. Anyway, so, yeah, and it just started popping off. I remember there went like a week we couldn't have a visit. They were trying to get everything situated. They didn't know how to run shit. All the COs had never worked any prisons or jails. Not all of them, but probably 90% of them. Some of them came in, there was bartenders. Some of the females that came, there was two of them, Wendy Wright and I forget the other one, Liz something, came in. They were strippers. Wendy Wright ended up having a baby, I believe. I know she was in a relationship. I don't know if she had a baby for sure. If she did, I don't know. But I know she was messing with a dude. She got knocked. She got walked out. She got fired because the inmate was dropping her off at work. He went home. He knocked her, was fucking her in the prison, and then eventually he went home. And he was dropping her off at work, and the camera picked it up, and one of her bosses seen it and fired her. Now I want to quickly talk about the the Fetty bust, bag busting, and all them people going down. It was over. It was like 20 something people. Google it. This happened at Ross Correctional Institution in 2018. That's where I came home from. And a dude had moved a bag. It was a big ass bag of fentanyl. I don't know who brought it in for him. He was out on a visit. But the CO peeped the play and ran down on him, and they got the wrestling over that bag, and it busted, and everybody in the vicinity OD'd. And when the nurses and the because when shit like that happens, when a CO gets in, when any staff member gets into it with a CO, every single staff member that works in a prison have a little button on their hip. All they got to do is hit it. And once they hit it, it alerts the whole penitentiary that somebody's in danger. And they know exactly where she's at. And within minutes, there will be a dozen or more COs come running, just ready to fuck something up. And they all fell out. It was like 20-something people overdosed. And Ross tried to downplay it because it also happened right before that. I forget the dude's name. He was a tall-ass white dude from Akron, I believe. He had a big-ass bag of fentanyl in his cell. This was in Mansfield. This was like 2016, maybe. No, this was in... Was that in Ross? I think this was Mansfield. It might have been Ross. It was I get him. Anyway, in the cell, he got the bust. His case manager found it. He had a bag in there, and his case manager went in there and shook him down and found it, and grabbed it, and was just holding it in his hand. And he overdosed. I know. He didn't overdose. Well, man, I think he did overdose. He collapsed. I know that. He went down. I think they hit him with Narcan. I think he did overdose. Shit, but back to Toledo. Keep that in perspective. You're in a cell block with 48 people. You got three washers, 3 dryers, an ice machine, multiple microwaves, plenty of telephones. This is back before the tablets, when the phones were still on the wall. And every prison I ever been to in Ohio, there's gang phones. So when them phones was on the wall, that's the reason they went to tablets. They was getting tired of people complaining about never being able to get on the phone. Because there was gang phone. This might be the blood phone, this the Crip phone, this the Heartless Felon phone, or this the Toledo phone, this the Columbus phone, this the Cincinnati, shit like that. That's how prison was working when there was phones on the wall. And it got so bad where people wasn't making, plus when people can't make phone calls, that company's losing money. They want everybody's shit, So, but yeah, Toledo was just it made it easy to be intimate because they didn't have to deal with so many people. And the COs didn't work in the block. There weren't no cameras. There were no white shirts do like 2 rounds per shift. Right when they come and right before they're leaving, a lieutenant will come in and do a round in the block. And that was pretty much it, unless something strange went on and they just came for something. But typically a normal day, it was just 3 COs. One would be in the booth outside of the block. You got a booth, right, with a CO sitting inside of it. You can't see it because all the glass is blacked out. It's a circle pillar right in the middle of the prison, and it runs all the way upstairs from downstairs. And there's a CO in there. And then you got 2 COs outside the booth in what they call the circle, because you got 3 blocks where we were at. You had A1 and 2 West, A1 and 2 East, and A1 and 2 North. And outside of those blocks was that booth with a hallway that goes around it. And in that hallway, the COs were. But mind you, there were no walls and shit like that. This prison was plexi, like bulletproof, thick, unbreakable glass. So they could just look at you. It was like a fishbowl. They could walk in that hallway outside the block and just look into the block. They didn't have to come in the block. But they always did. There's been... Hold on. I'm going to grab something for you guys. So on my last video, I made this list. I'm going to hold it right here for a minute. Them are all COs that I know got walked out after I did the Get Out interview. I hollered at my homeboy and we was just having a beer and he was like, man, shit. And we got to just naming names. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to talk to my people. I'm going to let them know. They were making pornos in the cell. There were dudes that had cell phones, and Miss Link and Miss McDonald got caught in the cell having sex with inmates. When they confiscated the cell phone, there were multiple porn videos on them cell phones of those inmates fucking those COs in the cell. There was a nurse, you could send her a PayPal when PayPal started, or a green dot or whatever the fuck. She would check your medical records and make sure you were clean, that you didn't have nothing. And if everything was a go, she'd give you her information. And when that shit hit, she would send you a medical pass, like you had to come up and get your vitals checked or some shit like that. And then she'd take you into the very, very, very back room where the fucking blood pressure shit is and all that little shit is. And she'll let you crack. She'll let you crack. But you only had 10 minutes. And she'll tell you, you got 10 minutes. Fuck. There's been COs, so many COs got ran up into that chow hall. I can keep going. Flood me with the questions. I want to fill y'all in. The shit's gonna come to me. It is coming to me. I love it. These COs are salty. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to continue to tell y'all stories. Let's get this channel growing, man, so I can start, I could really start crushing. All right, y'all. Much love. Stay up. Thanks for watching. And until next time, Mr. Hoodyman.